Just got back from, spoilers, I think probably the best Pokemon movie yet. The 21st movie, Pokemon, The Power of Us. Everyone's story involved a little festival they have in a place called Fula City. And this time, it's not all about, like, Ash and crew. It's a nice story about, like, a bunch of people. Like, different characters, different stories, backgrounds, development. Damn, it was beautiful. The whole movie, you can sum it up with just beautiful. Directed by Tetsuo Yajima. First time doing it for this. Previously, the last 20 films were all directed by the same guy. Damn. Yuyama Kunihiko, which was also pretty cool. Like, for the beginning, I was just blown away at first because they played like 2 little episodes of Pokemon Generations. You had Lance with Dragonite. Some sass on that guy. And then, Usin, in Ecruteak City with the Burned Tower looking for Suicune. Love you, Suicune. The other 2 suck compared to you. But anyway, that was a real kind of little touchy thing there, seeing the story about how, like, they died, and then Ho-Oh resurrects them and brings them to life, and this search on how he appears before him, and it's just like the little moment, so he's, gotcha. So that was cool. Then there was an interview with the man, I just mentioned, great guy, doing the other 20 films and a Pokemon. Nice little interview that just made me, I don't know, tear up a little bit, because it was just neat to see how much effort they put into, like, some passion, some heart, put it in this release for us over here. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I did a video last year when they showed the trailer for this one, how the animation style and look was different. And I was like, damn, it looks gorgeous. And I'm like, they haven't put Pokemon movies in theaters for the longest time. They only did it because of the 20th anniversary BS. Still a good movie. But I feel like, oh man, they're not going to do it. Did they only did for that? Then I was happy they did for this. So thank you for releasing that in theaters for us. Yeah, thank you for everything. And then keeping in the original music, too, for like the most of it. Thanks. It seems like you put some thought and some care into this, and you still care about the product and the franchise as Pokemon, which everyone loves. And if you don't like Pokemon, there's something wrong with you. I really did like that interview. It was pretty cool. It seemed like when he first did Pokemon, when he first started the movies, and how there weren't many anime movies at the time in theaters, and that was kind of a little starting point, and learning how to do this with the 2D aspect with the cells for animation, and first time hearing Pikachu speak. It was really, it got you. A lot of getting you in this. Even the generations, the interview, damn. So yeah, with Yuyama Kunihiko, that was pretty cool. There was also before this a little, when they were talking with the guy, the director of the past 20 films, they also had him for a second sit down with the guy, Rob Letterman, who's doing Detective Pikachu, and saying why he's doing this and what they hope out of this. And I think I see good expectations from this. Great expectations, great book. This movie, like, throughout the whole thing, with, like, the bonds you see with the Pokemon and the people, and, like, again, I think the greatest thing in the series is just how Ash is with Pikachu, and how they just really are just like that. It's so beautiful. That's what I liked about the 20th film when he says, because I always want to be with you. I mean, that is just proof right there. Makes me cry. Still makes me cry. This movie made me cry all over the place. Still am getting misty-eyed from it. Misty-eyed. Misty. Anyway, whew. It makes you, the whole movie is like, damn, I really want a Pokemon. I wish they were real. So many people I'm sure watching are just like, damn, I wish they were so real. It just makes you want to go and get a Pokemon. And it just makes, damn it. If only, right? To get that bond and that friendship with those beautiful creatures. So yeah, in the city there's a festival, Ash is there, and then we meet all these other characters, a lot of great characters. It opens up with, like, the mainish in a way, but they're all kind of the main characters. Risa, hot. Hot. F***ing hot. Son of a bitch, she's hot. Yeah. She makes it get a pseudo-wudo, but she hot. I always thought, like, the design from that trailer teaser was good, but that's a good design. She's hot. And she's, if you're sitting there saying that girl from Gridman, that Rika character, is thick, when she looks just about as thick as every other anime girl in existence, this girl's thick as she is, because she had some hips and some legs going there. And Jessie in this, she had some hips and some thighs. And the belly, damn, the girls were thick in this. Risa and Jessie, thick. They put that Rika to shame. You don't know what thick is, people. Go look at Sonico and others to find real thick. Damn it, this girl is just as thick as most of the other pencil girls in anime. Just this little bit of adding makes it thick. But anyway, these girls were thick. Or just as thick as the so-called Queen of Thickness right now. She isn't. You guys are... come on. But Risa, it was a cute little story. I love the colors, the design, pretty, the character. Starts off with her and her brother. Brother is injured. She wants her, go catch me a Pokemon. At this place there. So she doesn't know anything about that. So she goes there to get a Pokemon for her brother. Rick. Not Rick Castle. Regularly handsome. But Rick, whatever this kid is. So she goes there just for her brother. And you hear about that she used to be like a track runner and all that stuff there. But she had an injury. And because of that, it's like, even though she's like healed, she still has this fear and she can't do it anymore. So there is a really nice story right there for her that we're going to see throughout this movie. And then that instantly made me think of After the Rain. Also, must-see anime of this year. Probably the best anime I've seen this year. But anyway. I mean, holy cow. So Risa, hot. Beautiful, cute, sexy, damn design. I mean, so much good shots in the ass and the legs. Anyway. And the pretty face. But anyway. So we have that. She bumps into Ash. And all that kind of stuff there. And then I like how Ash kind of meets this girl named Margot. Cute little... I mean, this movie not only had, like, the hot, like Jesse and all these other background, like, good character design altogether. But the cute little lollies, they're so adorable. I mean, there's, like, the cuteness to the extreme level. One of them, Margot, the mayor's daughter of this town, and she gets into a little trouble with these other kids, and then Ash goes and kicks their butt in a hilarious way. It was pretty funny. When life gives you lemons, kick some little kid's ass in a Pokemon battle, basically. It was great. So they have like a little friendship there, and then Margot, we see her go into the woods that's you can't go into in this town. They make sure you don't go in there for reasons. And she's giving this little temple altar looking thing there to some Pokemon you don't see in the shadows. She's like, I'm sorry, it's because of me that you're hurt. So she gives them like food and water and stuff there, and she befriends a little Teddy Ursa, adorable thing, and a Ditto, and it's all cute. And you're like, who's this Pokemon? I mean, it's kind of obvious. But at the same time, who's that Pokemon? Tauren, a timid scientist guy there with a Chansey. No self-esteem, like, whatsoever. So, again, I mean, a lot of these characters can really feel for them. And they have so much, like, depth I felt throughout this. And from other people, they really enjoyed this movie. There's Callahan, and then he's a guy that's, like, this kind of guy that's always got to, like, prove himself and, like, so he can look cool in front of his adorable, she is so cute, the cutest little girl. Oh my gosh, Kelly, his sister's daughter. His sister is named Mia, but little Kelly, she's so adorable, a little energy, a little firecracker, rambunctious, cute little thing. Always happy, full of energy, even though she has like this little low immunity thing, their problem with her. So always tries to like keep her healthy and cheering up through that, so that's kind of really sweet that he does this for her, and he tries to make her happy, prove to her, like, show off for her, and make her feel good and happy, win stuff for her, show her what he can do, even though he, like, lies a little bit about what he does, and having a Pokemon when he doesn't, and how he's the greatest at this, just to make her happy, which is understandable because it's so sweet. She is so adorable. I mean, anyone would. If that was your little daughter or your little, like, niece or whatever, you would do the same damn thing to keep that little beautiful little smile going, right? Protect. So cute and sweet, and the storyline between those were like, it just really gets you how sweet throughout the whole movie. There's Harriet, bah humbug to Pokemon, basically. I liked her and her hatred, or maybe not hatred, but disliking towards Pokemon and kind of antisocial. Shut in, better to be alone, she says. Pokemon follow her because while she's with Tauren in the lab, they spill like sweet scent chemicals on her, so the Pokemon are attracted to her, and then it's hilarious and funny. Hey, is there another one? There's more of you. Where do you keep coming from? It's really hilarious. I mean, she other really good character. I really loved what she went through, and again, her story, I think, was probably the saddest and darkest. I guess I'll get to that later. But anyway, so there's the festival. They all meet. They all interact in this way, and I really liked the movie from that point on. It was like just all these characters singing about who they are, their lives, their story, and then just them with the festival, and then having this Pokemon competition. That was real nice. It was funny. It was entertaining. Getting my head off. Well, basically, throughout the competition, he wants to prove to Kelly how good he is, and he cheats with Torin to help him out with his fear around people and talking and all this other. So he's like, if you do this for me, I'll do this for you. So he cheats to win. He gets first place. Ash gets second because Ash is awesome. They all look damn good in this. But anyway, and Pikachu. I mean, my favorite part. I mean, so much sass. Like I said, Dragonite was sassy in the Generations. Eevee has this sass in this, and then Pikachu is like, there's a scene where they're like capturing the Pokemon. It's like Ash is like, hey Pikachu, think like to cut him off. It's like, you think you can catch up? You think you're fast enough to get a Tyranitar? And Pikachu just looks at him like, bitch, please. I'm Pikachu, okay? I mean, he just gives that. I mean, the face was drawn, animated like, look, you ducking, dude. Come on. Holy shit. I was just for like minutes on end, like still just laughing and like, holy shit, Pikachu. Love this little guy. So cute. But anyway, so they do this, and then there's a bond with Sudowoodo and the Callahan. So Risa's out there, and she's told to find this rare Pokemon, and it turns out the rare Pokemon is just an Eevee. So they go there. It's a cute little scene with her and Ash trying to capture Eevee. It's fun. It's bonding between her and him and Pikachu and all that stuff there. And the moments, it's sweet, it's charming, it's funny, and it's really cute. And I especially like when it's like, Pikachu's like, yeah, it's like, right, Pikachu, buddy? And Pikachu's like, Pika, like, we're buddies. And it's like, what about you and me? And he was like, bitch, please. And I was like, so much sass. But it's like, oh, no, he'll eventually, And then throughout there, we see more and more of Margot at this temple, and there's like Pokemon hunters, and then you find out, because of that interaction, that Zehra, our new legendary little cat guy, electric guy, is the one that she's hiding and protecting. And then the story of this town is the winds every year. There's the eternal flame that gets Lugia to come over to keep the winds going for another year and all that there, so they can, energy and whatever for their lives. Like, the town, can't go into there because Zeraora caused all this terror and burned down the whole place. And now there's the curse of Zeraora. And I'm like, wow, there's a festival, the Curse of Zeraora, which makes me think of a festival, and the Curse of Oyashimo. I'm thinking of When They Cry. Higurashi. I'm like, holy we're gonna die? But anyway, I mean, there's like Ash, and there's little girls, festival, town, a curse. Anyway, joking's aside. But it turns out that the mayor from like years ago, they put up this lie because the people caused the fire and they caused this horror and hatred towards Zeraora. And to protect Zeraora, like, they decided to like put the place, say he vanished, and then put the place closed off so that way he can live in peace and humans can't hurt him. But then eventually at the end of the movie, they all get happy ever after, and people realize, and Zeraora realizes, that people are good. So anyway, yeah, so there's an outbreak. Team Rocket tries to steal something, which causes this chemical that Torin was making. It was like a Feck Spore, and then it breaks loose, and it causes everything to go there, so it can cause bad stuff to people. Harm, kill, probably, to human and Pokemon. So they gotta go and stop that outbreak. So this is the part of the movie where they all decided to work together, even though, like, we find out that, Torin did this for Callahan. Callahan lied, causing poor little Kelly to coughing at her and go to the hospital. It's like, oh no, not the poor little girl. And then Margot's found out that she's the one that's been watching out for Zeraora when you're not supposed to. And then the Eternal Flame's gone, so the winds don't work, and the town's like doomed because they're gonna lose power by, like they said, like with the like midnight or morning or whatever. And it's because she did it, because she didn't want anyone to harm Zeraora. So you have this little bond with her and Zeraora, which is touching. Everyone has like a great story. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Fire happens, and then because of that, Zera's like, oh no, people, I can't trust them. And then he gets his little outbreak from the past, and he starts attacking everyone. Everyone has to, again, work together to stop this, so it's like Ash and Margot stay behind to help, like, Zeraora and the Pokemon, and then help keep the fire as best as they can. Torin has to go and make the antidote, stick up for himself, and, get there and get the help he needs, which he does, and he gets the help and the respect that he deserves, because he's a respectable young man, smart guy, and Chansey's there all the way again, and Callahan to prove to his cute little niece, little Kelly, that, he is the good guy that she looks up to, and he's sorry, and then she's sorry for getting upset at him. Very sweet and touching, though, what they go through for each other. So he's going to go improve that to help out along with Sudowoodo, because when he drops the Pokeball, throws away, Sudowoodo comes back and it goes, I am your Pokemon, type of thing there. And then he holds out from the trash and he's like, you mean? And it's all very emotional and sad. And then he like holds the Pokeball out and the Sudowoodo just kind of touches it, with his hand. And then, goes inside. And I'm like, oh, this whole movie. All this stuff here with the characters and the stories. And they need to get the Eternal Flame back to the spot so Lugia can come back. And they have Risa, because she's running. It's like, you're the one that can do this, because you're the fastest one to do this. She's like, I don't know if I can. It's like, you have to. We believe in you. You're the one best for this. So they go with this, and it's up to her. Throughout like the spectacle that happened earlier, Eevee gets injured. A poor little thing gets like trampled on, and get little bandages on his little leg. It's like, who just runs over the freaking little Eevee? But anyway, so she and Eevee's like, you can do this, together, because Ash makes this little speech, which is really good, about Pokemon power, he calls it. Pokemon power! I have the power! Basically just like, what was it? People, like, alone, sure, they can't get through this, but people with Pokemon, together, they can achieve and do things. So it's like a nice little touching story. Everyone starts going like, wait, that's Pokemon power. Pokemon power, Pokemon power. And she runs, and she's able to do it, and she's running out there, puts her hair in a ponytail, looking hot. And off she goes. So it's like the whole thing about overcoming our challenges, overcoming our fears and what makes us feel bad about ourselves. And knowing that we can do this, we can get over this. We are achievable of great things, and then with whoever we have along with us. It really is a nice message throughout this film. Really nice. So, the elderly woman, Harriet, is her name, with the Pokemon following her around. She built the thing that they're going to have the fans blow to get the antidote spread out. You find out that she has, like, her hand injured. And the reason why she's afraid of people and Pokemon is because back in the day, when the fire and all stuff happened, the windmill and all stuff there, to get something she needed back, she had a Snubbull. The Snubbull goes to retrieve it while in the flames. She reaches out. The Snubbull goes to give it to her. She reaches her hand, and you see Snubbull get engulfed and killed in the flames. I'm like, why? I know for story and all, but son of a bitch, I was not expecting that. In tears. Poor little, Snubbull just, and that's why she is who she is. And it's like, and then when she tells about that, remembers that, you see the little angel ghost of whatever Snubbull come to her and go, like, Snubbull, and helps her with the key, and she's like, you've held on to this whole time for this moment, haven't you? And then he, like, gives her a hug and then goes off. And I'm like, fudge. Damn, so much with the characters and the stories. Beautiful stuff. So yeah, they saved the day in the end. Zehra realized that people are good thanks to like Ash saving Pokemon and rescuing himself again as usual. But that's who he is. That's why I like Ash. I don't care what anyone says. Ash is awesome and Red can go F off. Throughout the series, Ash has just that great bond with people and Pokemon, and that's what makes him so likable, and why he's the main character of his own frickin' show, people. Damn. So it was a clear direction in this film, which was truly what was so great about it. It focused, I feel like, but more of like the people and their stories than on like the legendary Pokemon. It's always about some of the legendary Pokemon. At least in the later films, it's always about like, where it's always like Poké having to always fight with dog, Kyurem having to fight that little My Little Pony little bastard and stuff like that. It's always like, oh, someone's in a fight, Zekrom and Reshiram. We gotta stop this, instead of like, I'm like, really? There's gotta be more to it than just these people fighting, right? This took it a different direction. That it was clear how they wanted this, and it showed. And then in the end, Lugia shows up, right in front of Risa, and sweet little moments. The wind star makes it rain. Hell, so he's only there briefly. So it wasn't like how people were thinking this was going to be like a remake of the second one. Nice to see the bonds between the characters and their Pokemon. Seeing these characters, their development and their growing and their history, backstory, and overcoming everything in the end for every one of them was just wonderful, was just nice to see. Again, they kept the original music in it this time. Oh yeah, and then Team Rocket were nice and funny again. Wobbuffet! Jessie, damn, again, showing off that nice thick stomach, thick thighs, and the skirt and the butt. And then the design showing off, like, just the gloves here, but no sleeves, so you get to see, like, from here, bare side here, shoulders. I'm like, whew, hot. I love that design. That was nice. And even they kind of helped and saved the day in the end, you know. Because, you know, they're lovable and great characters. The animation was beautiful and different. The style was beautiful and different. I loved it. It looked like anime. This was why I like Sun and Moon. It has, like, this more, like, Pokemon, instead of looking like Pokemon, you know. It looks like it's on, like, anime. Like, nowadays, I guess, anime. So I really like that. Just like Sun and Moon series. It keeps my faith in the franchise, you know, and Pokemon. You know, the series can still, after 20 films, 21 now, reinvent itself and keep, you know, the stories and the films and the series itself, you know, new and fresh and different, you know. It can still keep it strong, you know, without getting too repetitive. And this was a clear example of it. Again, the new art style, the animation was wonderful. The backgrounds, the wide shots, the characters' designs themselves was so gorgeous. Gorgeous movie. I really love this new design and look and animation. Like, you know, like, it's one of those things where it's kind of like how Sun and Moon was for me in the games. Where it's like, they did something new with it. And it's going to be hard to see the next generation because they did like the Orange Islands thing here, where it wasn't about badges and gym leader. They did the whole series for Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. It was a different take on the series, but instead of being the same repetitive thing. So it's going to be hard to see if they go back to like gym and the same stuff they've done before that. It's going to be weird because it's a standalone. Like, I feel like this film is a true standalone to the whole movies and the whole series in general. So it's going to be hard to see, like, with this new take on characters and storyline and the animation style, for them to go back to the old stuff for the next film. So hopefully they keep changing up and keep it interesting. Again, like I said, with the character design and the art style, done by Shizue Kaneko from, I just got it for Christmas, haven't watched it, but it looks good. I've seen some designs of that from, If Her Flag Breaks. So again, props to the character designs and the animation's really nice. So yeah, this movie was beautiful. It was gorgeous. It was everything you could hope for. It's so emotional. This movie was the best in years for Pokemon. Character-driven, emotional, fun, funny, amazing message and themes. Totally refreshing. I mean, a story unpredictable a lot of times. It just felt different. It felt fresh, unique. Cannot praise it enough. This movie, if I can give it more than a 10 out of 10, I would. This is right up there with what I think is, I mean, I haven't been this super in love with the Pokemon movie since the third one because of how much the story and the messages and the themes of the story and the character-drivenness of it, right up with there. So those two are probably my favorite right now, hugging each other at number one spot. Pokemon, The Power of Us, everyone's story, must see. And it was a shame that for our viewing, me and my friend, it wasn't crowded as it was for the 20th movie. So I hope that doesn't, but I've heard a lot of people sit there and say good things for their viewing experiences. But ours, I was like, damn, people, come on. This movie deserves butts in every seat. This is what I like in just why it's so good, is that it's the characters that drive the story along. That's what I like about this movie. That's what I like about pretty much every movie I like. What I like about anime, and that's why I can't stand watching, like, stuff where it's like the mainstream popular stuff. People keep saying, do you see how beautiful the fighting scenes and the action scenes, where it's like, I don't care about action scenes and fighting scenes. I care about people and their lives and their stories. That's me. And that's why this movie is such a great movie, because it focused on people and Pokemon and their stories. Not just shouting, fighting, and action. I just can't get into it. So no matter what anyone says, you're never going to get me to sit there and say My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan, and countless other shonen fighting anime or you know, in American movies that are just action and nothing more are great, because they're not. I care about... That's why everyone, like, at least in the West, rats on Slice of Life. That has way more story than the stuff that the West praises on. Because it focuses on what we should focus on. Each other. The power of us. Pokemon. Beautiful movie. I am still emotionally affected by it. Great movie. Thank you, Japan. Thank you, anime. And thank you for the Pokemon Company here that brought it to us. So, yeah. Thank you. See you around Thanksgiving weekend there, so that's something to be thankful for. All that.
Ooh, real quick, there's only one thing left that I need to say. Only two things that I could say that are the negatives to this beautiful film. One, I wish we could see these characters like more often and continue their stories more than just this movie, because I feel like there could be so much they're likable. We should see them again and have their stories continue because they're good characters, and yeah. And second, there's no card this time. Meh. That's it. That's all the negatives.
Again, the refreshingness and that it's going to be something different. That's what I loved about it. But sadly, please don't let me lose my faith in it, because you brought in my faith with each of these films. Like the last ones, you always do. You always keep me happy with your movies. But the next one, Mewtwo Strikes Back again, I'm worried. I just hope it's good. Because this one here was totally unlike any other Pokemon movie. It focused on multiple characters and gave us such a story-driven, character-driven movie. I really don't want to be back to just selling Mewtwo again. Love this movie. Keep it fapping. Go see it. Must see. Go see it. Love it. Embrace it. And just keep enjoying Pokemon. I mean, it was a Pokemon day. I got an awesome big-ass Pikachu pop figure from Target. Saw the 21st movie. This will here, getting the Switch. We're going to play Pokemon games. I'm even like, you know what? I read on enough, but damn it, Pokemon. Man, I'm going to go get probably the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. What the heck? I'll give them a shot. Then for Black Friday, I got, finally got Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Yay. Pokemon's awesome. You all know it, right? And if you don't like Pokemon, you're a sad person. Hence this portion where it's going to show reviews of this a-hole critic and journalist or whatever. And here's what I say to you. And I think everyone, on behalf of everyone else, you're worthless. One of them, Margot, she's the daughter's mayor. What? Got some hair on you. Where have you been around, huh? Little buddy?